last 3 days, we've been thinking about how at the heart of Christianity is a self-giving or agape love, which is ultimately demonstrated by God himself dying on a cross, giving his life for us, suffering for us. Questions arise in our minds, though, as we begin to reflect on this deepest and most central part of Christianity, and perhaps even more so as we read the next section of this 1 Corinthians passage. The passage goes on to say that love is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Is Christianity encouraging a sort of denial of self that is unhealthy, an attitude of subservience which enables the abusive and power-hungry to continue to oppress, and does it lead to a denial of our true emotions? In some ways, all of these questions are questions about power. I think many of the questions of society, religion, and psychology actually center around this question of power. Friedrich Nietzsche strongly critiqued Christianity, saying that it unhealthily elevated weakness rather than power. In Beyond Good and Evil, he says, life itself is essentially appropriation, injury, overpowering of what is alien and weaker. But I know that for me and for many others, a similar type of question has arisen. In this passage, is Paul encouraging us to simply allow abusive people to continue to abuse? There are 2 reasons why I don't believe that this is true. Firstly, as I read through the Bible, the sort of self-giving love which it portrays is not that of a person who's been so weakened in their sense of self that they can't stand up for themselves. Throughout the Bible, God is vocal and powerful, and the people of God likewise are encouraged to be vocal and powerful. And I would struggle to point to any figure in history who had a stronger sense of self than Jesus. He spoke his mind, and while he wasn't at all coldly unaffected by those around him, he was yet unwavering by social or religious pressure. And the point is made time and time again that while Jesus was treated wrongfully and being sentenced to death, he did not view himself as a helpless victim, but as someone who was acting powerfully. It's just that his power was to freely choose to give his life in love for others. Christianity is not at all against powerfulness. It just says that true power is to love others as we love ourselves. As we see in 1 Corinthians chapter 4, 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and 11, Paul himself clearly remembers wrongs done against him. But it is the power of God's love and forgiveness towards him which has empowered him not to be eaten up by bitterness and resentment, but to reach out to his enemies in love. This is the power of God. This is the power of the gospel. And this is the power of agape love inside of us. Thank you for listening.